Thank you. First of all, sorry for the introduction. Actually, it's my fault. I forgot to send back to Christine what I'm supposed to be introduced by. So hence, the team took it from my LinkedIn, and it's a bit long. Again, first of all, thank you again for Binus University, for Christine, for inviting me to be part of today's Binus Tech Media Talk. It is definitely an honor to be here, sharing the stage with Ari and Aris, and also Arvid, to try to share our experience, and hopefully it actually matches the theme, which is off the beaten path. I called my presentation, it's called Surviving the Roller Coasters. It's been a long journey since I left school, and it's been up and down, so I hope I can share some of the experience, and hopefully you can get something out of it. A little bit background myself. When I was 19, your age, I had hair. So before I started looking like Professor X from X-Men, I actually had hair growing out of this shiny dome. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to imagine it, because I got proof. There we go. If you haven't noticed, I'm the last one, the one with the gray hair. So we all can agree right here, right now, that it was a blessing in disguise that I lost my hair. So nowadays, when people meet up with me, usually the first question I get is that, dude, how come you're bald? It's like, why? You got like crazy beard going on. How can you be bald when you have like that much hair? It's like, well, there's a very scientific explanation to this. Anybody care to guess what's the scientific explanation? No guess?
Age.
Oh, that's awesome. But then again, I started losing at age 23, so age is out of the equation. The scientific explanation is gravity. Yes, gravity pulled the hair from the top of my head down to the bottom of my face. Voila! So now I'm rocking this bald look, but with a crazy killer beard, which is okay, so now people remember. But enough about my hair. I'm sure Kristen did not invite me because I have a killer beard. So secondly, I love coats. So you might ask me, how come you're corny, man? Why do you love coats? Well, we call them pearl of wisdoms, right? Or Indonesians like kata-kata mutiara. So these people who wrote it, they went through a lot already. And from that experience, they gained the wisdom and managed to put it into beautifully written prose. When else can you read 2 sentences and you felt as if you learned something so deep and so profound that you saved 4 years of your life? So I really love quotes. So throughout this presentation, you're gonna see that I use some of my favorite quotes. Well, first of all, because I love them. And 2, because I do believe that quotes get the message across easily. Third fact I have is I've had a lot of fun. I'm not talking about crazy party fun, even though I've had my share, but that's not for business consumption, no worries. What I meant is that I've had a lot of fun in my professional life. As I said, I've been working for 16 years. I left school 1999, so this is my 16th year. I'm lucky enough to be involved in about 12 companies. So, and most importantly, I've been part of 2 layoffs. Okay. Why is it important? Okay. First time I got out of school, I got a job in Los Angeles as a database administrator. Fantastic title. Problem was, I had a clue. But anyway, I moved to Los Angeles, worked there. 7 months after I moved, the company went bankrupt. So they had to let me go. So imagine that, you just moved to a new city, you're broke, pretty much. I mean, you only work for 7 months. How much money can you collect? And you're out of a job. But luckily, 2 months later, I got a job, this time way back in Singapore. So I had to go back to Asia, admit defeat, come back, and work there. But there was Lycos. Actually, I want to ask this question. Anybody knows what Lycos is? You're old. So for those of you who don't know, Lycos used to be Yahoo's #1 competitor. Back when Yahoo was cool. Now Yahoo is also not cool. But anyways, 12 months after I came back, working in Lycos in Singapore, the company had to fire 90% of their workforce. So I was jobless again. So this is my thought, right? 2 companies, 2 countries, 2 years, 2 layoffs. I was on fire, man. Everywhere I go, I get fired. But luckily, subsequently, my job afterwards, the company was stable enough that I did not get fired. Well, then again, it was Telkomsel and Astra. If I managed to get that company closed down, nobody would ever hire me. But yeah, I love the fact that I got laid off with my first 2 jobs. Because why? Then I got the bad experience out of the way. I learned a lot from it. And what I'm trying to do today is to capture what I've gone through, through my layoffs, through a lot of my unhappiness working here and there, and present it to you as inputs. So eventually, I'm sure every one of us, at any stage or even college students, will have to answer these questions. What's the question? It's like, what's next? Right now, we're all in the path, right? You are all in the path. If you follow this path, if you do your work well, you study, this path will lead you to a degree from Binus University. Correct? Hopefully. Yes? But then what's next? What are you going to do after you graduate? Are you going to start working for a big company, a blue chip company? Or maybe you don't like the big, not that intimate relationship thing, so you're going for a small company, a startup maybe. Or maybe some of you have to go back and help with your family business. Or some that's daring will start their own business. Anybody know? Well, it's a lot to figure out what to do next. Luckily, right here, in this red heart box, I have the first piece of puzzle that you would need to answer that question. Now I need a volunteer. Not Arvid, because I know you're going to volunteer. Not Christine. Anybody wants to take this? Anybody? All right. Thank you. Can you open it and tell the class what exactly that gift?
It's a mirror.
It's a mirror. Yes.
There you go.
Anybody guess? Care to guess why am I giving away a mirror to my fellow bearded guy? Yeah, keep it real. Yeah. Anybody care to guess why? Exactly. In order to be able to answer what's next, you need to be able to look at yourself. Look within. You have to be able to answer the question, who are you really? What do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want out of life? So have you had questions? Yeah, maybe. But, disclaimer. Whatever you decide, right, what to do next, I believe it's neither right nor wrong. There's just decisions and then the outcome of your decisions, consequences. So you better make sure that whatever you decide to do, you can live with the outcome. You're happy with the consequence. I mean, because if you're not happy, then you need to change. Sorry, let me. So, once you're able to answer this, how do you figure out what you want? No? Okay, Arvin, you can answer.
By having a goal.
True, but how do you come up with a goal?
Well, what I do is I look towards what my passions are and try and connect them.
Correct. So you need to see what your passions are. How do you get that? You say, I don't know what I like. I don't know what I want. So there are several ways of doing this. One, you can go out with your friends. You can chit chat. You can go to a place that you've never been. That's one of my favorite things to do. You go to a place where you've never been. Why? Because when you go to a place that you've never been to, you activated parts of your brain that you never activate. And that's cool because then you're opening your senses to new experience, right? Or you can also go inside your room, saying, lock the doors, meditate, think, whatever it is you want. But whatever you do, you don't ask someone else what is it that you're supposed to do. Don't ask your parents, don't ask your friends, don't ask your bros, don't ask your sis, don't ask your BFFs. Why? Because as good as intention they might have, when you ask someone what they think, they will give you an answer, what they think you should be, what they think you should do. And it's not you. So, I like to quote Mr. Einstein here. Everybody knows this guy. He's quite smart, right? He knows what he's doing. One of his quote is not that famous. It's a bill owner that gives you time to wonder, to search for the truth, right? Have holy curiosity. Make your life worth living. The key word is search for the truth. Now, I'm not telling you to go to India like Steve Jobs, go to an ashram and meditate and find yourself. No. I'm saying, look within. What is it that you truly like? I'll give you an example. After my 2 layoffs, right? What would someone that just went through 2 layoffs want out of life? Simple. I don't want to get fired anymore. So what I did was I found the most stable company I can find, and when they offered me a job, I took it. Astra. No way they're gonna go bankrupt. Works office hours 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Fantastic, well, not fantastic. Okay paid. They're never late in paying salary, always on the 27th. Here, there's a tip. If you want to work for Astra, they always pay their salary on the 27th. You must have Permata Bank, by the way. And every year they give you a bonus. Fantastic. You didn't do shit. Sorry. You didn't do anything. They still give you a bonus. Wow. But then, after 4 years, I felt unhappy. Why is that? I looked inside myself and I found out the first thing about myself, which is I'm not a morning person. There's no way I can wake up at 6 a.m. every day. And I've done this for 4 years. So, when you look within yourself, here's a trick. You change. We change. So from time to time, you need to look in the mirror and ask yourself again, is this path I'm on, is it still aligned to what I want? Okay? You have to revisit that. Life is a long journey. It's not like, oh, I want this, and then you're going to stay like that forever. No, you will change. With new experience, it changes you. And when you experience that, you need to look back. And the hint is easy, really. When you're unhappy, it means you need to look inside. Okay? Now, once you find out what you want, what you truly like, what you want out of life, now it's time to do it. Go out and do it. Don't just have this great idea, put it in your head, and then don't do it. Because it's gonna kill you. It's gonna eat at you. You have this wonderful idea. Oh, I want to do this, this, and this. But then you said, oh, you know what? That bank just called and offered me a job. I'm gonna take it. Okay? But if that's not what you truly want to do, if you're choosing that job because it's safe and not what you really want to do, then eventually you'll be very unhappy. That thing inside your head is going to kill you. And then one day, you'll see someone else doing what you thought about, and then you said, you know what? I thought about that, but I didn't do it. So, do it. And don't be afraid of failure. When you have this great idea, first thing is, I'm not sure I want to do it. There's so many risks. Don't be afraid. Just do it. Treat failures as a learning process. Life is a university. Life is a lifelong school. You can say that. Thomas Edison once said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways of not doing things. So don't be afraid of it. But if you don't believe me or Thomas Edison, fine. Ask this guy, Sir Richard Branson. You don't learn to work. You don't learn to walk by following rules. You learn by doing and by falling over. Sir Richard Branson did not finish school. He doesn't have a degree. Yet he started, I don't know, 90, 100 over companies, including an airline company, one of the best in the world, and a space travel company, Virgin Galactic. I mean, I thought you have to be a rocket scientist to start a space travel. He didn't even finish school. So go out, do it. Don't be afraid, don't wait. Now, once you go out and do it, sometimes you feel a little funny. There are times when the going gets tough. Remember, you're not alone. In whatever decision you make, if you're going to work in a new place, you feel like, oh, I don't know, I don't like this work or whatever it is, you feel like alone. No, go find a mentor. In every job I used to have, I look for someone more senior than me, someone that I can look up to, someone that I respect. And then I learn from him or her. Okay? You make them as a mentor. Or is there any Star Wars fan here? There you go. Before Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader, who is his teacher? His mentor.
Obi-Wan.
There you go. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Even Jedi has mentors, right? So why not us? And my mentors taught me a lot. First mentor ever. He screamed at me from his cubicle, Dickie, never ever come to me with a problem. And I was like, but you're the boss. I thought I'm supposed to tell you if there's a problem. Yeah, but you didn't bring the solution. So no matter what, always focus on the solution. It might not be the right solution. I might not do your solution, but at least it gives me the impression that you actually thought about it. Right? So that mindset was perfect. It's like, don't ever focus on the problem. Focus on the solution. And then when I was in Astra, here's the thing. Working in Astra in a big company, you have the advantage of working for a lot of bosses. I mean, a lot of bosses. One of the boss, for lack of a better word, like to abuse his subordinates. He'll call me names, animals, things like that. You might say you don't want to work for a boss like that. But the way I look at it, he's also a mentor of mine. Even though what he's teaching is what kind of mentor I don't want to be. He's teaching me what kind of boss I want to be. So he treats everything that might seem bad as a learning experience. So I know I don't want to call my subordinates enemy. Because I believe that if you tell them good things also happens. You don't have to abuse them, right? And like my first introduction, I mentioned a lot of companies. I would not be able to do it alone. Frankly, I'm not day-to-day on majority of them. I got partners, I have friends that I've had for 20 years. Longer than you live. Oh, I am old. So they're the one doing the business. Remember, you're never alone. Find a partner or find a mentor. Okay? Now, as you're doing things, remember to pray. Whatever your beliefs are, even if you don't believe in religion, I assume you believe in a supreme being or supreme intelligence or alien, whatever it is, pray to whatever it is. I found this quote a long time ago. It says, pray as if everything depended on God, and do as if everything depended on you. So there's an experience I tried with this quote. About 3 years ago, I weigh about 100 kilos. Slightly bigger than now. So one day my wife asked me, are you tired? I was like, no. Why? Well, I just saw your picture and you look really tired. You? That's the picture. And I look at it and I was like, yeah, I look tired. I was actually, no, I was actually really fresh. Then I remember this quote. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. So that night, before I went to sleep, I prayed, God, only you can make me lose 20 kilos. Please, God, help me lose 20 kilos. I slept. It was 10 p.m. 12 p.m., I woke up. I have 39 degrees Celsius fever. 3 days later, I was diagnosed with dengue fever. Nice, demam berdarah. I had to be hospitalized. 5 days in the hospital, got out, went home. You know what I did first time I went home?
Scale.
Goes to the scale, yeah. And I lost 8 kilos. 8 days, 8 kilos. God works fast. So I said to myself, wow, man, God just gave me 40% down payment. Yeah, let's do this. So I started eating healthy. I cut down on my alcohol. And then I started running. And this was taken in February 2012. 8 months later, I lost an additional 15 kilos.
Thanks, son.
Yes, even though I gained some back. But yeah. So every day when I was doing that, when I was running, I still keep praying to God, please God, help me lose weight, help me lose weight. But I also never forget to be grateful. Thank God. Thank God for what I was. I mean, right now, even though through my road course, I always thank God because I always had shelter on my head. You know, I always have food on my table. I have families who love me. My friends always support me. Always be thankful for whatever you have. Okay, remember, being thankful doesn't mean you're accepting things. Okay? Being thankful means you are thankful for what you have, but you're still going for something better. So always be thankful. Like I am thankful that you are all still here. Granted, I'm the first speaker. So I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes. This one I just got about 2 months ago. Someday you will leave this world behind. So live a life you will remember. Now, since you're all 19 years old, can anybody guess where did I get this quote? Good night. Oh wow, you guys are good. Yes, Avicii. The nights. Someday you leave this world behind. So live a life you will remember. That, if you this. This was me, taken last year, September. I was running the Berlin Marathon. This was 200 meters before, 150 meters before the finish line. And you notice my face? That was pain. I couldn't feel anything below my waist. I bought a Voltaren, a huge tube, at kilometer 25. I ran out at kilometer 40. I was pouring that Voltaren as if it was, I don't know, slimming lotion, man. I was like, yeah, come on. But I finished it. And even though I didn't get what I wanted in terms of time, I missed it by 2 minutes, still finished it. So if a guy who used to weigh 100 kilos, a guy who's a bit chubby, can finish a full marathon, and that was my 4th full marathon.
Nice.
Any one of you can do whatever you want, as long as you put your mind to it. Okay? Thank you. That's my personal email. Any questions?